Hi y'all, it's Brandy, and today I'm doing a response to V Love and Tarot, and it is a wild, crazy pick a card for my viewers. Now I have a separate tarot channel that I do. Every once in a while I'll do pick a cards on there, but I'm just gonna do it exactly like I would for that channel, except this one is like a little crazy. And I was inspired by the coronavirus, as you can see. So, if you would like to stay tuned and see how this oddly insane tarot and oracle reading is going to go, this reading is going to be based on your choice of alcohol to get you through Coronamageddon. Here we go. I'm gonna move the camera, so don't let yourself get sick. So, your choices are going to be as follows. This is a lovely German beer. I'll show it to you so you can see it. All the way from Germany. It's actually quite fantastic. And if you prefer to choose based on crystal, there is a healing anxiety crystal here. Blue lace agate, as it were. If your choice is more of the wine varietal, we have a fantastic American Ravenswood Zin California 2016. Also Solar Jasper for fire energy, if that's more your style. I have children. Can you hear them? If you're all about the Corona right now, I got you covered. Corona with a tiger's eye for protection, just in case, because Corona. If you prefer a mule, I got your ginger beer. The vodka's put away. You'll have to go get that separately on your own. I got vodka and lime in the cabinet for your little mule there. And citrine, mostly because it matches the label, but if that's your go-to. And then if you're more of a fancy-pantsy kind of girl, I got you covered here. I believe this is a Moscato. Pink Moscato sparkling champagne from California, vintage unknown, but still in the wrapper, with an amethyst for you. And last but not least, one of my favorites, the Jack Tennessee Whiskey Fantasticness, 40% by volume. Also with a blue tourmaline in front. Boop. All right, so I'm gonna take a second and clear off the bottles and we'll get ready for your how do I get through coronavirus? What alcohol shall I pick? Pick a card from Brandy. All right, so for this reading today, I sadly only have water. If you are day drinking out there, more power to you. All right, so I'm just gonna sage smudge this deck. This is exactly what I would do for any of my personal readings that I do or my video readings that I do for YouTube. And I always try and smudge cleanse the deck right before I start. We're gonna get this going. I'm gonna do regular tarots for you today with this Ethereal Visions deck. If I need a clarifier, I do have the Golden Nouveau right next to me, which is convenient because it wasn't planned. All right, so for my group one, who chose the German beer, I have no idea how you say that. My husband speaks fantastic German, and he can say that. It's a Sissia IPA with a super cute label. He got it when he was in Germany in November last year, and he was able to bring home a couple bottles of really good German beer. And my ancestors, my spirit guides, my source. We are asking for those in group one who chose the German beer to get them through coronavirus like no other beer can. What do they need to know? What guidance do they need to know today? So a lot of times, what I will tell people is, number one, sometimes I sound like I'm talking to myself. I'm not. I'm not crazy, I'm not schizophrenic. I just have there's noise. The other thing is that I will hold cards up to the camera in kind of a funny way. Can I get a single card, please, pushed? It's easier if they jump today for this silly reading. And I do shuffle on camera. I don't show the front here because I've tried to do that on my channel, and you know, it's just awkward and hard and I can't see the cards. So what I do instead is I'll do like this. First out of the gate is the Hierophant. Not too shabby. While you're getting through this coronavirus, my group 1 German beer drinkers, you're really going to want to look out of the box. Think creatively, follow tradition if that will work for you, but some creativity, some thinking out of the box might be a good idea. So the reason that I hold the cards up like that is because the camera really does want to focus on my face because it's 3D and you can't really see the cards back here. There's a lot of intuitive guidance that you can get just looking at the cards yourself. So my group number 1 out there, when I hold the card like this, I hold it in front of my face and I peek around often, but I hold it in front of my face so that you can see and really focus on the card and figure out if there's any part that means anything to you, but also so you can see what I'm doing instead of waiting for it to be in front, because that's no good. When I watch videos on YouTube and I can't really see the cards, like they put them in little stands and stuff like this and I can't really see them, it's fine because I know them. But if you didn't know anything about tarot, that would be a problem, right? Or a particular oracle deck. Sometimes there's part of oracle cards that really speak to someone that the reader doesn't really notice. So always really just want to hold that up for people to see, which I'm going to do right now. Your first initial card out of the deck is the Hierophant for my group number 1. Okay, and with the Hierophant, this is a Taurus correspondence, so it is Taurus energy. It doesn't have to be male energy, but a lot of times it is. It's that yang energy. It doesn't have to be a male person per se. Females can have a very strong male energy. Okay, this is kind of like following institution. You may be taking some classes right now. Interesting new world of digital classes happening that German beer could really get you through. Okay, recognize there's guidance, recognize any orthodoxy that's in front of you because it's really going to work to your advantage right now and people are trying to help you with that. Let's see what energy we've got about this. What else? That is a number 5. I don't read numerology in my readings, but I do try to tell you in case you want to know the numbers and you want to look it up yourself. So we're looking at the German beer. And what guidance do we have? Oh, it's going to be a time of letting go of pain. Okay, 3 of Swords is actual pain. So my group number 1s, I'm sorry for whatever pain, honest to God pain that you've been going through, whether it's physical pain, emotional, psychological, whatever is happening during this Coronamageddon. This is real. The good news is that you're just going to be letting these swords fall away. You are going to carry that. You know, the swords do leave wounds in your heart. You will always have those wounds, but this is a card of release. Woo, those jumped really far. This is a card of release. If you need that guidance, now is the time to drink up and let those fears go away. If it helps you sing in German once you've had the German beer, more power to you. I'm all about the singing. These 3 came out together, and I'm going to read them in the order in which they came in front of me. First out, you had the 5 of Wands in reverse. The fight is over, my friend. Whatever pain was happening, whatever was going on, you're moving past it. I really appreciate that this beer is helping you move past it. You have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, and you have the Strength card upright. I do read reversals, okay? This is not a terrible reading for getting through Coronamageddon. You've got release, you've got letting go of the fight, really like moving past all of that nonsense. Strength is a number 8, okay? This is not a Beauty and the Beast kind of moment, okay? Just so you know. This is a Leo energy. This particular lion in this deck looks very Wizard of Oz to me. Just go with it. This is all about strength from within. Okay, this is inner calm, courage, having control of things. So I'm just going to say that this beer is a good choice for those of you who are having some anxiety and some issues right now, okay? The crystal you chose, actually, lace agate, is fantastic for worry and anxiety, and just know that your inner strength will get you through. You do have the strength of that, okay? The Queen of Pentacles energy here, right behind this Five of Wands, and let's talk about that for a second. So, Queen of Wands energy is definitely, I'm sorry, I keep saying that, Queen of Pentacles energy. Queen of Pentacles energy is a strong female energy, okay? There is some materialism built into this because it is Pentacles, okay? This is a little bit of an imbalance. It looks like maybe this Coronamageddon is causing you possibly some money imbalance. And with the female energy at the back end of that, it could be affecting your home. Pentacles are earth correspondences, so that's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn type energy, okay? With the Queen of Pentacles, a lot of this might just feel superficial. Just like this label on this beer. This beer did not taste like a Pink Lady anything, I'm just saying. Just know that it's not long lasting. Okay, it may affect your home and your material, whatever the fight was that you were putting up with, this pain. Could be a little bit hard, could be a little bit rough, but they want you to know that your strength is going to get you through. Okay, I don't feel like I need a clarifier on any of these. I can clarify the Five of Wands. If you really want it, let's do that. We'll clarify because they're saying clarify. Okay, so we're going to clarify this Five of Wands here. It's right in the middle of your energy. And popped out Pentacles, more earth energy, more Pentacles, more work. You did get the Six of Pentacles upright, which is pretty nice. That means that there's some balance coming out of this fight, okay? There's some compassion. But you also got the King of Pentacles in reverse. So this is everybody's upheaval. This is some instability, possibly some suppression. Which honestly, if everybody's quarantined, that could be what it's about, right? Gotta be careful. You have both the King and Queen here, okay? So this though is with the Five of Wands, right? So this Six of Pentacles is saying this fight is over. There's compassion, there's kindness, there's generosity and empathy, that kind of element coming out of this fight. But also the King of Pentacles reverse, right? So it might have made you feel a little unstable. That's the word I'm looking for. I've had a little too much beer. No, I've only had water. How sad is that? So that could be why this Queen of Pentacles is there, but just know that the strength is there to get you through. Let's do, okay, so bottom of the deck is Knight of Swords. So for me, the bottom of the deck is like the bones underneath your skin, okay? It's not shadow work. Shadow work, I always explain to people, is a little bit deeper. Sometimes you have to be led to shadow work. Shadow work can take time to get through. The bottom of the deck is stuff that's really kind of in front of your face, but you're ignoring. So you just scrape away at it a little bit and you can get to the answers. So, and I usually read 2 or 3 of the bottom of the deck cards. This time, to save time, I'm only gonna read one, which is the Knight of Swords. So swords are action. Knights are the guys on the chessboard who move all over the place. So in this chessboard of life, knights are the ones, the Knight of Swords, when he's upright, is the guy who's coming to the rescue. He's like, da-da-da-da, I'm the Knight of Swords. However, yours is in reverse. So that doesn't mean it's not action. It just means that it's kind of impatient. It might be disorganized action, which if you drank enough German beer, it could be a problem. It could be a little bit unreliable. So just recognize the stuff that's going on right now, the actions that you're taking, even though they're well-founded, they could just be feeling wishy-washy, feeling like they're not getting you anywhere, and really just rely on your strength, okay? That's what you're gonna need to do to get through all the things. Speaking of shadow, I do have a shadow oracle here. I have all my oracle decks are all over here, so I just can reach for them as I do readings. And let's find out what your shadow has to say about Coronamageddon and how to get through it, German beer people. Let's just see. No malevolent, malicious, malcontent, or evil spirits, please. We are asking for the German beer drinkers group number 1 that will see this video. What do they need to know about getting through Coronamageddon? What do they need to know? What needs to happen? The shuffling is the hardest part. Really is the longest part. Can you give us some guidance about the shadow, those that can see beyond the veil, those who walked before me and those who have gone before me? If you could give me some advice beyond the veil of the shadow for my group number 1 during this Corona situation we got going on. They picked German beer. The one with the pink label. I'm showing it to you now. What do they need to know? There it is. The Dear Woman Temptation. So, with a Dear Woman, these cards are very glossy, so they kind of show off with my windows. I'm going to try to hold it so you can see it without the terrible glare. Okay, so Dear Woman is kind of fantastic. She shows up when you need to be aware of a temptation problem. You know, don't give in to anything right now. Don't drink too much beer is what they're saying. Moderation is key. But also just really pay attention that if you have feelings for another person, it could be a temptation you gotta be careful about, okay? Right now, there could be ways that you could be making money quickly, which some of these pentacles say could be a problem. Just be careful if it looks too good to be true. In this instance, it probably is, especially if it's a fast way to make any sort of big money, especially. When she shows up, you just gotta be careful of people trying to drag you back to old nostalgic situations or temptations that are not fantastic. Any relapses, I know I made jokes about the alcohol, but if there are relapses in alcohol, she comes up to let you know that that could be in front of you. So if you are someone who is actually sober, recognize and stay that way. Especially right now, that could be a difficult thing just because of isolation. Okay, reach out and recognize the temptation and don't give into it. Be strong. You have strength here on your side. Okay. Right now, don't lend money to anybody. Like, recognize that there's some innocence that could be happening in front of you, but it's not all as innocent as it looks. Right? She was actually pretty fierce. She looks cute and Pocahontas-like and everything, but she was totally a temptress. This is North American origin. Of this particular archetype, and she looked all cute and innocent like a big deer, but I'm not messing with a mom deer. Are you? You should say no. Say no. You know, she would lure men that had not particularly good morals into the woods, and then she would they just would never come back. I'm not saying what she did with them. Honestly, I'm not sure, but they would just never come back. So, and she was pretty cute, you know. She's often looked at as a warning. She's a temptation warning. So that's my group number 1, German beer. I have 2 decks for fun that we'll pull a mermaid from. We'll see what the mermaids have to say to you, and then we'll pull an Alice in Wonderland, and then that's your reading, my group number 1. Did that flip? No? Okay. The dogs are getting loud, I'm sorry. There it is. Fertility, potential, powerful creative energy, initiation energy. All right, those of you that are drinking beer and don't want to have babies, I'm just saying. Otherwise, drink all the beer, have a little alky baby. It's a joke, calm down. This is also a point in time where creative energy might really be coming to you, so pay attention to it because it could just be amazing. My jokes are not funny, I know. Okay, so I have an Alice in Wonderland deck, and it's creepy to look at. I love the art. Some people don't, but it reads amazing. This, you got number 36, which is also a 9, and it's shine bright like a candle. You will make it through this. And that is pretty self-explanatory. Recognize your own light. This is not the end all be all. My group number 1. I hope that many blessings shall be upon you and that you will enjoy your own German beer. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoy German beer and what kind, because I'm always looking for that information. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm not going to Germany anytime soon. I mean, I'm not even going to the liquor store anytime soon because I'm not allowed. All right, thanks group number 1. We're going to move on to group number 2. Hi, my group number 2. How are you? I have saged everything. I just finished group number 1. If you picked the Ravenswood Zin California with this beautiful Solar Jasper's fire energy, you got a lot of passion going on. I mean, that's a red wine happiness. I'm not sure about you, but red wine makes a lot of people I know very passionate. We're just gonna put it that way. So we're gonna check for you. We're gonna get initial reading, initial tarot card reading. I do have 2 decks. So I have one that I'm gonna do a read for. It's Ethereal Visions Tarot. And then I have a clarifier deck for you. I also have some shadow work, and I have a mermaid's deck and my Alice in Wonderland deck for some fun at the back end. Okay. I'm gonna do this just like I would for anyone coming in as a client. I do have a separate tarot channel, so this will be the first time that one of my tarot reads actually shows up on this channel. I put the same exact information in each group. So if you already watched group number 1, you're going to hear a lot of redundancy in the beginning. My spirit guides, my spirit ancestors. We are asking for group number 2, Ravenswood Choosers, those who are passionate. All right, so for my group number 2, we're asking what the Ravenswood Choosers, what the red wine happiness needs to know to get through this Coronamageddonness. What would you have them know to get through? 3 of Wands, this is your planner card. You know where you want to go. You know how you want to get through this. Probably alive and with some red wine. Make a plan. This is your planning card. This card comes out when it is time to take all that passion and move forward and make a plan. So let's see what else we can find out for you. What other energy do they need to know? Okay, there it is. And actually I flipped that. So it's the Empress in an upright position, not in reverse. Okay, if you're wondering why I hold the cards like this, it's because my camera focuses better on the cards when my face isn't showing. So there's a lot of intuitive whatnot that you can get from seeing the cards, and I tried to have the cards down in front of me and make videos, and it was just awkward. You couldn't really see. I prefer people to see my face. Don't know why, mostly because that way when I'm recording, I feel like I'm talking to someone, even though it is just me and my dog. There's a dog right there. Hi, bye. How you doing? The Empress, this is the one you want at the party, right? She's love, she brings the flowers, she brings all the red wine, all the happiness. You have love. Get out in nature right now. You are literally the embodiment. The Empress comes right after the Fool and the Magician in this deck anyway, almost always. And it's because she's just all nature. She's all love. She's everything the universe wants you to remember that you are in the female sense. This is a strong female energy. It doesn't have to be a female person, okay? Plan your fun. Get some fun. Get out in nature. Really, just really invest in loving everything you can. As much kindness as possible, even to those really annoying people on the internet, of which, if you have enough red wine, you're going to turn into Kermit the Frog on that keyboard, and no one wants that. Don't do that. Be nice to people. All the people, even the person that took your spot in the parking lot that one time that you were allowed to go get groceries when they had toilet paper. I'm just saying. All right, we also have, 3 of Swords coming out, upright. All right, there's some pain during this Coronamageddon. Could be pain of isolation, not really sure, but it's legit pain. Recognize it. You're gonna have to make your way through it, okay? the red wine is not actually going to help with this situation. Although it might make it easier to discuss and talk about. But feel the feels with this one. Okay, you guys? When you get the Three of Swords, there's really nothing else to do. Feel the feels. Recognize that love is the answer. You have kindness within you. You know, just keep going forward. And then you got the Knight of Wands. So the knights on this life chessboard of ours are the action cards. Now, the Knight of Wands is not nearly as decisive and cut through as the Knight of Swords, right? It's going to take a little while to get bludgeoned to death by a wand instead of just stabby stab stab with the sword. But with the Knight of Wands, you want to recognize, okay, wands are fire energy, which is really interesting because you chose the fire energy stone. A lot of passion going on there. They are fire energy, so that's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius type energy. Usually a male writing forward. It doesn't have to be a male person. It's just a male type energy. Okay, gender doesn't really matter. Everyone has male and female energy within them. That's just the yin yang of it all. With the Knight of Wands, this is determination. This is an energetic, really moving forward, passionate kind of person. A little bit of impulsivity, so be a little bit careful with how much red wine you're drinking and going out in the world. Again, stay off of social media when you have the red wine. Make a plan. Recognize your love, okay? With the Empress, again, you just really want to recognize she's the one that's really fun at the party. She's just brilliant and happy, and it's a Venus correspondence, so it's, you know, when you think Venus... Okay, my scientists out there with their red wine, they're like, yeah, I think blue and green planet that's actually super dangerous and poisonous. Okay, so that's every woman ever, right? We all look super cute on the outside, but we can all be cruel if you really get us going. Okay, it was a joke, but this is what I get for doing a silly reading. Anyway, it's a Venus correspondence, okay? So she's literally a manifestation of creation, the mother, love beyond all things, love beyond time. She's abundance, she's luxury, she's nature. So you make a plan, you've got that. There is some pain. There's gonna be some sacrifice. And it could just be the pain of what we're all going through right now. Hit that red wine, be happy about it. Take your Knight of Wands, okay? Take your action, take your fire energy here. That's all about moving forward with determination. Be passionate and keep that energy going. Just because it is the Three of Swords, I am going to clarify the Three of Swords today. I'm not going to clarify anything else. I don't think it's necessary. You do have 2 threes here. I don't do numerology in these readings. I'm sorry. You have 3 threes here on the board. Oh, and a huge... So just to show you, this just came out, and I'm not playing poker with you. We're not reading those. You have threes, Three of Wands, the Empress is the number 3, and the Three of Swords all in a row. So 333 for those of you who use angel numbers or otherwise look for synchronicities. My group number 2, you have quite a number of 3s. The wine bottle is from 2016, which has, you know, a 3 in it. This is too many cards. I need a single. I'm clarifying this Three of Swords right here for my group number 2s. The shuffling is what takes the longest. But this really is the easiest way for me, unless they tell me to do it a different way. There we go. All right. Oh, 4 of Cups in reverse. Wah, wah. I don't really like the 4 of Cups. This is my pouty Kai. He's very pouty. He's just miserable. So, Cups energy, okay? This guy is not being fulfilled for nothing. He's just not interested. He wouldn't grasp that opportunity even if he could, okay? With the Cups energy, it's water element, so it's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio type energy. This is your emotional state. This is your relationship. So we're looking at the Three of Swords and we're clarifying that. This pain is something emotional. Literally could just be isolation and depression from being isolated. But, yikes. Guys, this is boredom. This guy's bored. It's like teen angsty boredom. It's kind of like inexperience. Okay, that's what this guy is. That's the pain of this. Boredom. angsty, just having depression, having separation, pulling out the red wine for a reason is what I'm saying to you. You are. It's not really going to help. But be determined about it. Be determined, okay? Recognize good things. Get out in nature. That's really going to help with this pain of boredom. I'm really getting the feeling that it has a lot to do with the quarantine, lockdown, Coronamageddon nonsense we got going on. Make a plan. Get out in nature. Go do things. Make a plan for when you get out. Sit down with a bottle of red wine. Get all your planners in front of you if you're one of those people. And if you're not, just maybe take out your phone or like I have a pad and a pen right there. Could get that. Make a plan. Get out in nature. Recognize this beautiful Empress card here. Get over this pain and move forward with a determinating gusto, as it were. Bottom of the deck. So bottom of the deck, I believe, is kind of like your bones underneath your skin. It's not shadow work. Shadow work is something that's a lot harder to get to. You kind of have to be led to it or really work on it. Kind of, you know, Wendy had to sew Peter's shadow on for him. He couldn't just do it himself. It's the same kind of energy. Whereas the bottom of the deck energy is something that's kind of right in front of you. If you just scrape away, you can see it. And at the bottom of your deck, you have a beautiful reward coming for you. All this hard work that's here, beautiful. Reward. Recognize the work because there's a reward, something fantastic coming your direction. Sometimes I read more cards than that, but today we're just going to do one for the sake of time. Now we are going to look at shadow. For those who walked before me and those who have gone before me. No malicious, malcontent, evil spirits, please. The malicious ones like to answer. Can we get some shadow for my group number 2, the Ravenswood wine bottle that I'm showing you right now? What shadow do they need to know getting through this Coronamageddon? Okay. Yay, one card. Nyx! Respite. I love Nyx. Greek origin, kind of primordial. When she shows up, you need to keep your cards close to your chest. She sent these crows out to gather her information and she just stays in. And the reason for that is because she is the goddess who takes care of, watches over the creatures of the night. So think vampires, think werewolves, think night goblins, all the things that are at night that we don't really want to see during the day, all the shadow aspects. Nyx watches over that. So P.S. by the way, if you're hiding anything, she's gonna see it. So don't do that. But also she calls to you when you're not using the night the best of your ability. You need respite, you need to kind of keep away from others. Let that noise, let that social media go. Sit down with your red wine and a book in the bath. Remove the laser, you know, just be there with yourself. And watch if people are giving you a lot of information. You're not getting all of it. Keep your own information close to your chest. If you're working on any big projects, if you are making actual plans, joke of this reading aside, if you are making actual plans, keep them to yourself. Right now is not a good time for you to share those plans. It won't go well and you really want to keep it close to your chest, okay? All right, so that being said, I have a couple other decks. Let's see what the mermaids have to tell you. What do my group number 2 need to know from my mermaids? Soul Cage, rescue, escape from captivity and restriction, number 24, which would be a 6. So yeah, you're feeling very caged in right now. You're feeling like you need some assistance, possibly even drowning. And you just need to know that it's going to pass, that you're not the only one that feels that way. Look to others to help you get out of this cage and be the help to others. They're saying be the help to others. So it might not, if you're feeling caged in, the way to feel not is to be a help to others. Did I get that right? Okay, I got it right. Let's pull an Alice card for you. These are a little creepy looking, but they give a great read. So 15, which is also a 6, messages for a rabbit. Service to the animal world. So right now, there's a little creepy Monty Python rabbit moment, or like Buffy, you know, it's the rabbits, they're creepy. Anybody out there really like Anya? Because she would not like this card right now. But this card is saying that service to animals would really be something that would be healing for you right now. That there's a lot of animals out there. Like if you're thinking about fostering animals to help during Coronamageddon, do that. If you're interested in donating to like Heifer International or a local foster company for animals, a pound or something like that, that would be really beneficial to you. Maybe get out, go to the pound, see if they need any dog walkers, because right now they might. Anything that you can do that's service to the animal world. Plant some flowers. Now's a great time to plant flowers. Help the bees and the butterflies. Anything like that. They're saying it will be helpful to you. My red wine drinkers, this is your reading. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for joining me. Bye. Hello, my group number 3, my Corona drinkers. Aren't you sassy? Not gonna lie, when I heard that this virus situation, which by the way has been around for a while, the Corona thing is, it's been a name in science communities for a while. But when I heard that it was named after the same thing that the town in Tangled was named after, I went out and really wanted to get some beer, so I bought Corona. So if you're sassy like that, but at the same time you chose the Tiger's Eye Protection Stone, I see you out there. I see you. So what we're going to do today is I've got a tarot deck for you. I have a clarifying deck as well if we need it. And then I have a shadow deck, I have a mermaid deck, and I have my Alice in Wonderland deck. And we're just going to get a general read on how my Corona drinkers out there are getting through this Coronamageddon. Okay? I do all of these reads exactly the same for my clients. I do have another YouTube channel that is just tarot reads. So this will be the first time on this channel that there's a tarot read. But I am assuming that each person that chose a group is not watching the same one over and over again. If you are, more power to you. You are stronger than I am. I don't know if I could listen to this redundancy. It's hard enough doing this redundancy. I would pick 5 different kinds of alcohol. Okay, so your initial energy, Corona. Page of Wands. It's a little immature, but it's not terrible. Okay, fire energy. We like that. What else, my source, my ancestors, my spirit guides, would you tell my Corona drinkers out there who are going to watch this video? What guidance do they need to get them through Coronamageddon? My cards might jump really fast for this reading because I've been using them all day, and I've already been asking the question for other groups. It's for my Corona. I'm showing you the Corona right now for those people that would choose that. Yes. Oh, we got the Empress. No, group 2 had Empress as well. We love that card. Beautiful Venus energy. It's a number 3. I don't do numerology on these readings, but I do try to tell you, I do try to remember to tell you the numbers so you can look them up yourself if you're interested. Okay. Honest, I could not even remember all the number correlations if I tried. I'm also not an astrologer, but I do know some things. Like it's full moon in Libra, and that is a bajillion cards that just fell out. I'm not reading 8 cards. Sorry. I'll do it for private readings, but this is for kicks. For my Corona drinkers out there. Do y'all drink it with lemon or lime? I drink mine with lime. Again, with the 5 cards. They're telling me to read these cards. So we're gonna do it. It's only 4, it's not 5. First out, at the top of the deck, the Sun. I flipped it when I first grabbed it, so I had to re-flip it. The Sun, the Chariot in reverse, which is a number 7. We don't mind that. The World in reverse. Ooh, 21. I looked at that as if Roman numerals change when they're upside down. Just gonna take some water since I have no alcohol for myself right now. and the Eight of Pentacles upright. I do read reversals, so let's see what we've got for you really quick. If you're wondering why I hold the cards really close to the screen, it's so that the camera focuses on the card and not my face. The reason for that is that there is some intuitive guidance that you may get seeing the card. With it being 2D and back here, it's very hard to see. That way you can see up there and kind of have your own experience. I have tried to put the camera so you can see all of this, and not only is it really difficult to do a read like that because my tripod's like this big, but also it's hard to do videos when you're just, there's no one there to talk to. I even have my dog in the room so I don't feel weird. She's currently sleeping, so now I feel weird. All right, Corona, let's get this done. Page of Wands for you as your initial energy. Like I said, Wands are fire energy. This is enthusiasm. This is travel. Don't go traveling right now. You're not really allowed. You'll get a fine. It's terrible. If you're gonna drink your Corona, you stay home. However, maybe it just reminds you of the beach in Mexico, which it should. That's fantastic. Make plans to go travel there. Be creative, okay? This is all about exploration, and really it's right next to the Empress. This is a mother love. She's number 3, front of the deck. She comes in to remind you like of the Venus correspondence, to remind you really like reconnect with your natural world. Get out in nature. Use that creativity, use that travel. Be like a child, okay? Pages are young, sometimes immature if they're in reverse, but really this is just a youthful energy. It doesn't matter whether it's male or female. Sorry, my windows are open. There's a lot, we have a lot of animals and stuff where I live, and there's huge hawks circling. So they just are catching my eye peripherally. I apologize. But this is a young energy. Remember that. Get out in nature. Really appreciate all the beauty that's in front of you. You know, it's abundance, it's luxury, it's fantasticness. There's a ton of stuff out there. It doesn't all have to be right in front of you. Use that passion and energy that the kids have when they get outside. They love little things like wishes. You know those dandelions that are all white and fluffy and you blow them and they blow everywhere? And children are like, fairies ride on those, they're amazing. Yes, yes they do. Get out there, go do the thing. I'm just saying. It could be healthy for you. Even better if you take a Corona with you, because you can walk and drink as opposed to drink and drive. Drink and walk, just saying. I'm still wondering if you put lemon or lime in your Corona. All right, then you have the sun energy. This is brilliance, literally brilliance. This is clarity. This is like seeing things how they are, really beautiful things coming your direction, really appreciating the world around you, seeing things for what they are, really enjoying, it's the sun correspondence, literally. So whatever sun sign you have, it probably is really being affected right now and really coming out more than your rising sign, which is not a terrible thing. Libra, full moon always brings balance to situations, okay? But the sun is just positivity, it's success, it's having joy. Like, get out in nature, have joy, remember that passion. It's really just that this Coronamageddon overall is going to be not a terrible thing for you. Next up, you have the Chariot. These 4 all came out together, so they all kind of work together, okay? You do have the Chariot in reverse. That is a number 7, okay? With the Chariot in reverse, there are going to be some decisions that you need to make. You do have to recognize that, okay? The Chariot is a Cancer correspondence. So this is Cancer energy, homebody energy, which a lot of us are having right now, whether we like it or not. If your sun sign is in Cancer right now, Corona is going to be the choice for you because they're right next to each other. Okay, check your moon, rising sign, Venus, and Chiron just for kicks, because everybody needs Corona. I don't know. It's yummy. You should drink it. With the Chariot, okay, you really want to recognize that you have willpower and self-assurance, but right now it might be lacking. So you could be having a loss of control. You could be having some aggressive tendencies. That's a little too much Corona if you're having aggression. Back it down, put the beer down, Everything in moderation. But this is some decisions that are going to need to be made. With the sun right in front of it, I'm going to tell you that they're going to be very clear decisions. It's going to be really, the things that are making you ragey are going to, you're going to recognize that. Anything you feel defeated about, you're going to really just be like, yeah, I feel defeated. I feel defeated right now. But it's going to turn around. It is. It's going to go away. Remember with tarot, it's all take what you like and leave the rest. Every single choice you make changes whatever's in front of you. So if you're feeling defeated, just choose to go fight against it. Go choose to do something else that makes you feel satisfied. Following the Chariot, making those decisions, recognizing that self-doubt, that unworthy feeling that you're having, is the World in reverse. Okay, so this card is amazing because with the World card, you have so much right in front of you, okay? You have a Saturn correspondence. Now, Saturn is doing something really interesting right now. And if you're interested in real astrology, there's a guy on YouTube. I think he does WTF is going on. I think his channel is the astrology guy. I'm not sure. But if I put WTF astrology, he almost always comes up. He's fantastic. He uses a lot of big words for astrology, explains stuff so that I can understand it because I don't know a lot of big words in astrology. But Saturn has gone back to this space. It was in this space over here, and now it's gone back to this space over here. And it's going to hang out there for a couple of months, like the next 3-ish months. It's going to give us a feel for how things are. Now, I'm assuming we're not going to live inside with a virus for the rest of our lives. But other things, like relationship-wise, it really depends on your natal chart and all that kind of stuff that's going on. And then it's going to go back to where it was, where we were comfortable with it. And then towards the end of this year, like November, December by the Julian calendar, it's going to go back over here, and then it's going to stay in this spot for like the next 3 or 4 years. Something like that. Don't quote me. Mostly because you'll sound like an idiot. But right now we're getting a little taste of some of the challenges, some of the things that we're going to need to deal with so that we can prepare to do a better job and have success in the future. And that's what your World card is doing, because the World is Saturn. It's turned up, it's Saturn correspondence, it's turned up on its head. This is an incompletion. This is a little bit of regret, looking backwards possibly at these decisions and being like, not sure how I feel about that. But also just kind of a lack of closure, kind of some doubt, especially if you've got some unworthy feelings going on right now. And it's going to need to be looked at. It's going to need, because what you're not recognizing is that you have the entire world at your feet. Even when the world is turned upside down, you still currently have the world at your feet. Just saying. But you're not recognizing that. There's a lot of doubt involved with that. The way to get through that, what they're telling you, the way to get through that is just keep working at it. Just keep working at it. Right now, this is Pentacles. This is, Earth energy. It's hard work playing out. It's really paying attention to what you're already doing. Like being concentrated, being creative, using that passionate energy that was at the beginning over here and kind of focusing it. If you have a craft, starting out with this passion and this return to nature and this childlike passionate energy and being clear about it with your sun, S-U-N, then that's going to help you to get through all this nonsense, these decisions you got to make, this hard point. But it's going to work out. The Eight of Pentacles is working towards reward. It's recognizing the good energy. Really, really positive. Okay? I don't actually feel like I need to clarify any of these, so we're going to go bottom of the deck. So I do read bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck for me is kind of like the bones underneath the skin. It's different than shadow work, which sometimes you have to get led to. I always use, well, I don't always. I try to use the analogy of like Peter Pan with Wendy. When Peter goes to visit Wendy, she sews his shadow on for him because he can't quite catch it himself. A lot of times we need help with shadow. It can take a long time to work with. It's always good to have a guide when you're working with shadow, just in case, because some things are difficult. I'm gonna take some water. Bottom of the deck is not shadow. It's kind of stuff that's right in front of you, but you don't really want to look at it. But if you scrape the surface a little bit, it'll tell you the things you need to work on in order to have the positive of the situation that's in front of you, or to change any of the negative that you don't want. It gives you hints on how to do that if you're not sure how. So I always read the bottom of the deck. Usually I do a couple of cards. Today I'm only doing one for time. Today you have 6 of Cups at the bottom of your deck. Okay? It's in reverse. So if you just look at this card really quick, cups are relationships, they're emotional fulfillment. You know, my cup runneth over type thing. 6 of Cups upright, if you look at it, it's the kids are playing, they're sharing, they're having fun with flowers. Yours is in reverse, which is not terrible, but it's not where everybody likes it. Okay, this is water element, so you're talking about Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio type energy. Okay, there's a lot of intuition involved in Cups cards. With the 6 of Cups cards in reverse, there's a scarcity mindset that needs to be addressed. In order to get past this, and it might be why you're still feeling like you have to work so hard through all of this, there is a scarcity mindset. It's not real. You have enough toilet paper. You might feel like you don't have enough Corona. I'm not sure what to tell you on that, because really you might not. Just go with it. Drink what you have in moderation. But with the scarcity mindset of this could also be disappointment. It could be a little bit of abuse in here. I don't see that, and they're not telling me that, but oftentimes this card means that. It's really just not seeing your cups as full as they could be, not being as compassionate to others as behooves you. Drink more alcohol and release all of that, and just recognize that you don't have to have scarcity. You don't have to have like a naivete of how things work. You could just have fun. You can be passionate. It's a very passionate situation. Okay, really quick, we're gonna get an actual shadow card, so let's do that. Can I get a shadow card for my career? Okay. That's 5 shadow cards. I'm not reading 5 shadow cards. Don't. Okay, we'll pull that one. You got Sheila Nagig. I love Sheila Nagig. Irish mythology, archetype. She, I'm gonna mess up the story, but she went out in the town with kind of a mask of deception, like a, she's a desperation is her keyword. She kind of went out with like a curse on her and was trying to get a man. And finally someone sort of took pity on her. But also the story sort of speaks to the fact that like her inner heart showed, her strength, her light, kind of depends which story you read. And when he woke up the next day married to her, when he woke up, she was this beautiful, amazing woman, and she took fantastic care of him for the rest of their life, and they had great prosperity and all this stuff. When she shows up, you need to make sure you're not being desperate. Don't go drinking Corona so that you can have beer goggles and get a man. That's a bad idea. Or a woman, for that sense. Bad idea. When she shows up, she wants to let you know that you have a lot of worthy that you are not aware of, or you're deliberately choosing to ignore, or you are denying, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to be that desperate. You also want to make sure that you are speaking your truth. Speak your truth lovingly. If Corona helps with that, drink more. Okay? Right now, you need to be patient. You need to know that you are worthy of love. You need to draw on these past experiences, these choices that are hard, and recognize that they will make you stronger. Okay? Disregard any opinion that comes up in the near future or that has in the past that states differently than how you feel. Like, your light is yours. Nobody else gets to diminish that. And just be like, this is how I feel about it. Opinions are amazing because they're never wrong. Facts are wrong. Opinions about facts, like saying a fact isn't a fact, that's a little bit different. But people are allowed to have different opinions, and you're allowed to have yours, especially about yourself. Try me. I'm gonna drink some Corona and then we'll have a conversation. Anyway, this is really just to remember your true worth. It's really about standing in your power, and that if other people are trying to diminish that, can you see the light? Can you see that light, that heart light? She has heavy, strong heart chakra meditation going on, and so should you. Let's get a mermaid card for you real quick, shall we? My group number 3, my Coronas. Okay, we got 2 cards. Ah, I love this one. The first one is freedom. It's a number 7. It's independence and self-determination. It's permission to be free, to be who you are, because who doesn't want to be a mermaid in a hot rock babe motorcycle outfit? Am I right? You see that? Can you see that? I hope you can see that. I hope it's focusing, because she's amazing. This card comes up when it's like recognize your freedom. And you might be isolated. You might not be able to recognize your freedom, but grab some Corona, make plans for that freedom that is within you, just to be who you are. She's like, all the other mermaids wear shells. Not me. All the other mermaids have blue hair. I have red hair and black lipstick because I'm awesome. I'm just saying. She's my favorite. Then you got endurance, keep going. It's a number 43, which is also a number 7 high PS. You got the chariot's a number 7. So recognize 7 is a thing for you. So endurance. This card comes up when you are going to need endurance to get through. It comes up when you will get through, but it's not particularly easy. Okay? Just recognize that that is the situation. And then I have Alice, and Alice is a little bit weird. Okay, that one, well, it didn't quite pop out. Alice is kind of weird to look at, but it's a fantastic read, and she's amazing, and we love Alice, so. Children want to come in. They're not allowed. Because there's alcohol bottles everywhere. No, really, they're just not, because they're loud. And because the dog will bark. Okay, 11, changed in the night. You have changed quickly. So this card is telling you to recognize that your old self is part of who you are, but not who you are. You carry the lessons, you carry the memories, but who you are, this change that has come about really rapidly, recognize it. Go with it. It's not a bad thing. It's part of this whole thing, especially this chariot energy that's here. That change is something that could possibly happened overnight. You weren't ready for it. Grab some Corona, hop on that motorcycle and drive it as far forward as you can. I'm just kidding, don't drink and drive. This has been really fun. I hope that you are enjoying yourself during Coronamageddon, and maybe this brought you some insight. Maybe it made you giggle. Maybe you're bored. Whatever it is, thank you for watching. All right, this is for my group number 4. They're down here with Monet. Can you see him? He's right here. Pink. He's right here. He has a local ginger beer. Actually, where is this made? This is made in Cheshire, in the United Kingdom, which is nowhere near local to me. And then it says made in Australia. I don't understand this label. Oh, it's bottled in Cheshire, but made in Australia. That's kind of amazing. I've started out this reading completely insane. But it's ginger beer. Bundaberg ginger beer. Can you see that? Is it focusing? And it's really, really good. If you like ginger beer, which I do. It's really good. Also on here, it says invert bottle before opening, and they aren't kidding. It comes with these cool pop lids that are like, it's like taped on, you'd have to see it, but you like invert it like this and you can just watch all the amazing ginger get through it. It's pretty freaking fantastic. I don't have a towel for the mess that I just made right in front of me as I inverted that. I'm going to use this cloth. There we go. That will do nicely. Don't worry, it was set and pulled to get washed anyway, so it's not going to hurt anything. All right, so these are for my mule drinkers out there. And if I recall correctly, you picked the citrine. Aren't you lovely? We are going to do a reading to see what you need to get through Coronamageddon. Coronamageddon. I've already saged, smoke cleansed, as it were, all of the decks. I have a bunch of oracle decks over here, but pretty much what we're doing for these readings, and I am very redundant, so if you've watched any of the other groups, some of this is going to be redundant, but I'm assuming that everybody isn't watching all of the groups. I have two tarot decks in front of me. The main one, which is Ethereal Visions Tarot, and then I have the Golden Nouveau Tarot for clarifiers if I need it. I also have a Shadow deck here, and I have a Mermaid deck and an Alice in Wonderland deck. I have a bunch of other ones too if something comes up, but for right now, this is what we're doing for time. You chose this. My spirit guides, my source, my ancestors. Give me guidance for my ginger mule drinkers out there that are going to see this video. What advice do they need to have? So I don't normally do, I swear that flipped. I don't normally do tarot videos on this channel. I do have a full tarot channel that is separate, but this is in response to V's Tea and Tuesday, which it's Wednesday, so that's just slightly late. First out of the gate, you got the Nine of Cups in reverse. I'm so sorry you're feeling so unsatisfied. I can understand it though, because Coronamageddon, yeah. And mules are kind of, you can hit and miss with them. They can be crap. We used a vodka the other day that was absolutely atrocious. And then my husband changed to a better vodka. He's big. He can have more than one mule in a day. Not me. And it was amazing. So if you're going to drink a mule, drink it with a good vodka. You don't have to go top shelf. But like, yeah. Then you got the Eight of Wands. Not my favorite card to get. These are not my two favorite cards so far in all of these readings. We're going to pull a couple more cards for you. Can I get some more information for my mule drinkers out there? All right. Well, that's going to be all of them because that's a lot of cards. And for time's sake, when I do personal readings, I'll just keep going, depending. No more in there that need to go. Bottom of the deck, Three of Pentacles, right side up. I'll go over that in a minute. Let's see what you got. 5 cards out. They are almost all in reverse. Let me check my deck. If a reading has more than 50% in reverse, I always check my deck to make sure. Okay, no, the rest of the deck is all upright. Not all of it, but almost it, like a huge amount of it. So I always check my deck to make sure that my deck isn't like reversed. I didn't pick it up wrong or need to reshuffle. We're going with this for you though, because the rest of the deck is fine. So you have the Nine of Cups in reverse, Eight of Wands upright, the Chariot in reverse. That's a number 7. I don't do numerology in these readings, but I do try to tell people all of their numbers so they have them. You have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Yikes. And the World in reverse. Can I tell you, this card has been coming up in so many of my readings. So many. So many people forgetting they have the world at their feet. Even when it's jinky. Alright, so we're going to start with the Nine of Cups energy. If you're wondering why I hold these cards up like this, it's because my camera will focus on my face no matter what I do unless I do this. Because it doesn't recognize the 2D because the 3D of my face is showing, and also because I just move my face an awful lot. Here's the thing with that though, you don't really need to see me. It's not important to see me, it's important to see the cards and what you're interested in, because you could have an intuitive reaction to the cards that is something other than what I'm saying or in addition to what I'm saying. And I find it's more interesting for you to actually see the cards. I've watched a lot of videos where people like put them here or where the camera shows the front here. I've tried to film videos like that. Not only are they hard to film, but you can't really see the cards, and especially with oracle decks. There's often a lot, or if you have a tarot deck that has a lot more to it. So for example, this card here has a lot going on. And if it was back here, unless you know tarot, you might not be able to see it. So I try to accommodate that. I try to hold it up so you can see it. That's the reasoning. So Nine of Cups, there's some material going on, some materialism, I should say, some greed. Okay, My mule drinkers out there, you generally have some pretty good taste. Just gonna say, you're not just going for the red wine or the Corona. No. You want a mixed drink. You're like, get it right. I know what I'm doing. Your mixed drink isn't just a mixed drink either. It's usually done in a copper glass. So you're like, be careful with your materialism right now during Coronamageddon, because your money doesn't like your materialism. Okay, can we just be clear with that? There's also some unrealistic expectations, possibly some boastfulness. Oh, are you doing fine out there? That's the boastfulness I'm seeing. I'm seeing, I'm fine, everything's great. Be careful, be careful. You don't really feel satisfied. You're not feeling like your cup runneth over. You're not sitting back and looking, resting on your laurels, which is probably a good thing, but you are enjoying a good drink. With the Eight of Wands, so wands are fire energy, okay? They are an action energy. They're not as decisive and crazy as swords. It does take a little bit longer to get bludgeoned to death with a wand. Let's just be clear. If you're gonna get stabbed with a sword, it's fast. Eight of Wands is kind of like feeling isolated. It's an entrapment. It's you know, it's not as much as an Eight of Swords per se, but it is feeling, there's a lot, right? There's a lot of burdens right there, okay? It's balanced though, because it's an 8, so it's on either side. So you could be feeling like you have a lot going on. I'm hearing overburdened. Not quite as much as a 10 of Wands, like overwhelmed, overburdened, but just, man, a lot going on. And it's not the satisfying kind of thing that's going on. There's a lot of productivity, so if you're working from home, good for you that you're getting that done. That's awesome. I just got a Prime delivery. I have to tell the child where to put it. Okay. So, yeah, your work isn't super satisfying you right now. Anything you're doing right now. It's not it's a change, right? There's a lot going on. There's a change of stuff. And you're like day drinking. You're day drinking to get productive. I'm kidding, of course. Unless you are, then I'm just right and I get points. I'm not really a fortune teller. I just read the cards that are in front of me. And periodically I make bad jokes for very silly videos, which is what this is. But this is a real story, right? This is a lack of satisfaction. This is productivity, a lot going on. It's not exactly what you want to be having going on. And then following it with the Chariot in reverse. So the Chariot is not a terrible card to come up. It's a little bit of some decisions that need to get made. It's a little bit of paying attention. It's Cancer energy, okay? So that is home-based. It is nurturing. It is recognize like where Cancer is in your natal sign. Okay, because it could be affecting you, even in reverse, okay? This is some self-doubt. This is defeat. This is loss of control. If you have a lot going on and it's not satisfying you because people aren't coming together the way you want, that's how that's going to feel, okay? Hence the day drinking. That's right. I'm just going to keep referencing the alcohol for the tarot video. Be happy. Following that, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so Pentacles they're definitely monetary, but material based. So it could be home, it could be family, things that make you feel comfortable and safe, things like that. It's not always money. And the Knights are the one on this chessboard of life that kind of move around and they make things happen. Unless they are the ones who don't show up, which are the ones who are on their head. So unfortunately, you have the Knight of Pentacles happening right now. And with the Knight of Pentacles, that is some stagnance. That is some laziness. That's some carelessness. And really, honestly, it could be because you just feel unsatisfied. I mean, honestly, I don't know that many people right now that are A, used to working from home the way people are being required to work from home right now. B, enjoy a mule. And C, are not feeling unmotivated. Hopefully with the full moon in Libra moving into some other stuff and a bunch of interesting astrology things happening, people are going to start to feel a little bit more motivated, but this doesn't surprise me. Being home, taking care of a bunch of kids, suddenly having to teach school, working from home, like laundry's probably not that important. Maybe you're not showering every day. Maybe you're having a lot more mules than you want to admit. That's okay, because it's showing right here. It's actually okay. It's not a terrible thing, okay? Because you are still being productive in the sense that you're not becoming a hoarder. Your life is not over. You're not stuck someplace. But be careful of this laziness, okay? Because it is turning into the world. And what do I mean by that? Okay, what I mean by that is that it can turn into a type of depression. If you're really feeling unsatisfied and lazy and being careless with things, even though you're being productive with some things, you aren't recognizing that you have the world at your feet. You're not recognizing this fantastic card that is here, that, you know, this is a Saturn influence. And I always tell people when this card comes up, Saturn's doing this really interesting thing right now. There's this cool guy on YouTube. He does WTF is Happening. I mentioned him with another group. I think he's called the Astrology Guy. I don't do astrology too much, but he makes all the big words make sense, and he does a great job, and he's kind of amusing. Saturn has gone into this space right now where the stuff that's happening right now, it's going to go back where it was, where we were comfortable, and then as the year goes on, it's going to go into this space over here. So right now we're getting a chance to really see the challenges that are going to be in front of us, see what's inspiring, see what's a problem, make some changes so that at the end of the year, boom, when Saturn goes over here, we're all set for it. Now for some people that's a huge deal, because where Saturn is in your natal chart will make a difference to how it reacts to what's going on. And the way it's going to make a difference is what you're seeing right now. You'll be able to prep for those areas of your life where when Saturn goes back where it's supposed to go later this year, where it's going to hang out for 3 or 4 years, you'll be well prepared and all set for that. You may have noticed a little tiny bit of set change, I look different today because, first off, 21 Pilots uploaded a new song, and that just took precedence. I had to stop everything and go listen to Level of Concern. And it's fantastic, and we love them, and we have for a really long time in my house, so there's that. Also, hair down suddenly looks like this. Change of clothes because I showered. So what happened was yesterday, when I was making all of these videos, the weather turned amazingly beautiful and all of the children needed to be outside with the husband. He finished work, and so I had to put it all on hold. I had to put it on hold, and I had to take the Corona. Ended up using the Corona. So it is no longer over here. But we did give Monet his pink Moscato. So normally in these Pickacards, I don't have silliness like this, but you know, it's supposed to be fun and silly, so that's what you get. All right. I'm not sure. I just watched the end of the last video to see where I was, but I'm pretty sure we did all of your tarot. I don't feel like I need to do any clarifiers on this. I feel like it was pretty straightforward. We are doing Mule, so let's get some shadow for you guys. No malicious, malcontent, evil spirits, please and thank you. We would like to know the shadow for those who walk before us and those who can see beyond the veil. Those who go before. Okay, that's a lot of cards. Let's just pick the one that went face up, shall we? Because that was like 80 cards. And we got Fortuna. She's kind of fantastic. We love her. This is that right now you're in shadow. Right now you're in this half of the world. It's hard to see the good, but right in front of you, if you just keep going forward, right in front of you is the good, the positive, the light side is coming. You're not really in that space yet, but that is coming towards you, and recognize that fate is kind of in charge of it all. Okay. She is a Roman origin archetype for fortune, if that's helpful to you. And she was the goddess of chance, okay? Prosperity and abundance, things like that. She is saying that the choices you make right now are going to affect the way you go forward in the future. Try and make the best choices you can. to have the best future possible. Okay? Don't spend money like water. Don't fight the things you can't change. Recognize those. Make sure you're not listening to gossip. You don't want to be falling into the world of noise, right? You don't want to be doing that. Anything that feels like it's a storm right now, that it's hard, just write it out. You got future stuff coming towards you is going to be fantastic, and take heed of that. So that's your shadow for right now. Next up, mermaids. What do the mermaids have to say to my mule drinkers out there for getting through this Coronamageddon nonsense? Visions, number 17, which could be a number 8. Psychic images, clairvoyance, seeing, and out-of-body travel, meaning astral travel. So right now, if you are one to see visions, if you've ever wanted to see visions, or if you have psychic abilities, they're going to be off the charts right now, which last night was the pink supermoon in Libra. Amazing, by the way. The clouds blew away, and the storm that came in yesterday afternoon blew away in just enough time for the moon to take over my whole area, and my bedroom was all lit up all night long. It was amazing. So anyway, if you are clairvoyant in any way, what is happening? I'm just gonna ignore that. If you are clairvoyant in any way, or you start seeing things, or your ancestors like to talk to you, now is the time to really kick into that. If you start seeing signs and synchronicities, start paying attention to them, because somebody wants you to know something, and be aware that this could be happening more regularly. I know that I'm hearing a lot more all the time. Just pay attention to it, because it's not harmful. It can help you, it can guide you, especially if you're feeling this time of trouble, this darkness that fortune is saying you're having. So just pay attention to it. Last but not least, in case you're finished your drink, because, you know, mules aren't that big, we are going to, when you put lip gloss on for a video and your hair sticks to it. Does anybody else out there hate sticky lip gloss? Because let me tell you. Also, P.S. the mascara under my eyes was not actually supposed to be there, but it is. Always talk to myself like this. All right, you got 4 Alice. You got 4 Alice. Let's just do this. All right. 1, all in the golden afternoon. Inspiration, creative spark, imagination, and conception. This is not necessarily fertile conception, but like conception of ideas. This is that point in time in the day when everything turns gold. It only happens in certain areas of the world, but when it does, it's just crazy gorgeous and amazing, and it's incredibly awe-inspiring. And they're saying recognize that you don't have to see that golden area, you don't have to have that moment, because it's all the time for you. But right now you might be having a resurgence of imagination, inspiration. Look for it, use it to your advantage. If you are a writer, your creative spark, they're saying writers especially are going to be having a really good time with that. Then you got number 40, which would be a 4, and it's keeping up, immense effort, and advance. This card comes up when it's really important right now that you keep up keeping up. It could be hard. It could be hard to keep up with all the things that you feel like you need to keep up with. This card is saying you need to do that. Not keeping up with the Joneses per se, but with all the things that you have set in front of you, try really hard to keep up with them, because the advancement you're going to see from that is right around the corner, and you're about to go over that cliff. You're about to really be passed into the positive, into the overwhelm, leaving all of that, okay? But keep at it. Don't give up. Endurance may be necessary because it is going to be picking up, but just let it be. Then you have 11, changed in the night. You have changed quickly. So that's a 111. Hold on a second. Yeah, so you have a 111 on the board, if that means anything to anyone. This card is all about immense, fast change that you weren't expecting, and to embrace it, to recognize that it's going to make you into a better person. It's going to help your spirit. Your soul is looking for it. It might be really hard for you right now, but just grab your mule and say, thank you, Spirit, thank you, Source, for this change, and do the best you can to embrace it, because it's really a positive for you. Last card that came up is 17, growing up. Again, that's 2 17s on the board. Okay, so that's 2 8s, and then you have this 8 of Wands, so 8 8 8 going together. And this is wanting to grow and experience, rejection of perpetual youth. So there is something to be said about growing and getting wiser. We really like the idea of youth in our world, our society, especially our country, but we recognize that youth is often stupid. And I mean, literally. This card says that you are ready. It is time for you to be moving forward, because you're really like, when I was young, I was stupid, and I want to be wise. This could be any sort of things. It could be learning how to use your body, learning how to use your abilities, what with the visions and the psychic images, and this 8 of Wands, productivity. You could just be saying, hey, I just need a schedule. I don't get to be in 2nd grade anymore and have everybody else tell me my schedule. I need to keep my stuff together. But it does say you're moving forward. The sun just came out. We're having a crazy storm day, and now everything's gonna get glary. That is your reading, including change of costume like that for my mule drinkers. I hope you have a great day, and we're gonna head right into my pink Moscato drinkers. All right, pink Moscato drinkers, I'm gonna clean up while I talk to you. I hope you don't mind. If I can find my decks, there we go. Normally I would stop the video to do this, but let me tell you, there's already a ton of cuts in this video, and I'm not going to be able to keep track of them if I keep it up. So we're just going to clean up as we go, as I drop things in my lap. This is ridiculousness. There we go. And I hope you are having a lovely day. Whenever I think of this pink Moscato, this is Barefoot from California Winery, I believe. It's pink champagne, which always sounds super fancy to me. I don't know. Is pink champagne more fancy than regular champagne? These are not things I know about. I know some stuff about wine, but not champagne. I feel like they should go together. They don't always. You know what I mean? All right. I am not going to smudge all of the decks because it's all the same energy. Let's see. Yep, from California. No date though, so we'll see how this goes. All right, so I'm assuming that everybody that's watching these is not watching every single one. So if you have watched a bunch of these, this part's gonna be really boring and you should probably skip ahead. All right, so one of the things that I do is I always hold the card up real close like this. That's so that you can see it, so you can use your intuition and really feed into the messages in case you get any other info from it instead of something that I do. But also because my camera doesn't focus real well on anything in the picture, it'll focus on my face. So if I block out the 3D image, it'll focus on the 2D image. My spirit guides, my source, my ancestors who walk before me and who have gone before me. We are looking at the pink Moscato champagne group for this rather silly Pickacard that we're doing for my channel. For V, Love Crystals, Tuesday Tea and Thru. And we really just want guidance. What do we need to know about the people that are enjoying their pink Moscato, how they're gonna get through this Coronamageddon? What do they need to know? Give us some guidance. The shuffling takes the longest. So I have done Pick-a-Cards where I've pre-shuffled before, but it always feels like stale energy. It doesn't feel legit either. Like, I don't know, whenever I watch a Pick-a-Card like that on YouTube, I think to myself, they could have just gone through and put cards together. I don't know if they're actually reading them as they go. The Lovers in reverse. Now don't freak out, that doesn't mean you're not gonna have a love relationship. Everybody always does that. Oh, and there's a beautiful cardinal right there. 3 of Swords. Yikes. Having some pain. But it's okay. Coronavirus is making lots of people upset. Followed by 6 of Cups. Tons of compassion for you though. And 10 of Wands in reverse. Letting go, releasing too many burdens, letting go of them. All right, I'm gonna do 3 more shuffles and see if I can get 1 more card out, because normally my setup is 5 cards. That's 2 shuffles. Do you have anything else to say? Nope. All right. Oh, they want me to shuffle 1 more time. Nope. Okay. So we're gonna jump right in. I do have a clarifying deck here if I need it, and I have a ton of oracles over here for my pink Moscato lovers out there that chose this. Right off the bat, you got the Lovers in reverse. Okay, so a lot of people freak out with the Lovers. This is not actually the Lovers card. The 2 of Cups is the one that's really fantastic for the Lovers. But when it comes to the Lovers, this is a number 6. Just checking to make sure I remembered it correctly. This is a number 6. Let me show you this like this, okay? This is Gemini correspondence, so a lot of Gemini energy in this. It's duality, okay? It's generally considered a positive duality. It's that union, as it were. And when it's like this, this is a separation. This is imbalance. This is kind of a conflict or a disconnect, as it were, which makes total sense for trying to get through Coronamageddon. So grab your pink champagne and recognize that lots and lots of people are feeling this right now, this isolation, this disconnect. It doesn't mean that you're actually disconnected from people. It's just a feeling, right? They're telling me you're not really disconnected, but you're used to being out there. You're used to enjoying the party and having a good time and being all bubbly. And here we have you not able to do that. And I'm gonna say that it's actually causing you pain. Like maybe you don't know how to deal with it. Maybe it's legitimate pain. I mean, honest to God, you could just be getting headaches. Could be causing you headaches just looking at the computer all the time, trying to get stuff done, working from home. I work from home a lot, and if I have some classes I've been taking, and if I sit in front of that computer for too long, I get an instant headache. Even worse if I'm wearing my contacts. But when I'm teaching my dance classes, no headaches, no nothing. They're online, but I'm not sitting looking at a computer screen typing and that whole nonsense. So this could be physical pain, it could be emotional pain, it could be the pain of being disconnected, it could be that imbalance is causing you pain, but just know that it's not permanent, okay? Grab a drink and start looking for compassion, start looking for kindness, start looking for the people that are showing up, that are sharing lives with you. Look for ways to reach out that are really positive for you and start letting go of the burdens, okay? Cups are emotional relationship type energy, okay? Really positive that way. It is water sign, so it's going to be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces type energy. Very, staying at home, but also like dreamy and passionate and wanting to take care of people. A little bit fluid, okay? With that, with the 6 of Cups, you really want to recognize that there's some joy and a reunion is coming. So if you have a disconnect that's causing you pain, don't worry. Reunion is coming. This joy, this nostalgic thing that you remember, and nostalgia doesn't have to be that old. It could just be right around the corner. It is coming for you, okay? Ending energy for Coronamageddon for my pink Moscato. First off, don't drink too many of these because you will be super duper drunk, which could also cause you pain. So don't do that. But let's say you don't do that. Boom! 10 of Wands, fire energy. We love the fire energy in the Wands. This is an ending because 10s are all endings. They're where we want to be, right? With the wand energy being fire energy, that is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius type energy, okay? I think you can see that pretty well. I might not be leaning forward enough. There we go. 10 of Wands in reverse is a simplification. It could be a little bit of immaturity. Not gonna lie. You could just be ecstatic when coronavirus is done and getting yourself super drunk at a you know, partying. This could be New Year's 2021 when we all celebrate the fact that 2020 is over. Because let me tell you, I'm pretty sure it started with the ending of Waitress on Broadway and it's just gone downhill from there. That's all I'm going to say about that. But this card is relief. It's avoidance, even if there is a little bit of immaturity in there. It's laying down your burdens. You have carried enough. You are like, I'm done. So the disconnect will be over. Your burdens will get laid down. You will find that compassion and kindness help heal this pain. This is going to be some wounds though. Okay, Three of Hearts is definitely some wounds. Be aware that sometimes when this card comes up, it does actually represent the lovers, and you could just end up being disconnected and rejected and have a hard time during this Coronamageddon. Some relationships are not making it through. It's okay. They were not meant to. They were not real. They are people that in time of crisis don't actually show up for other people. Just for kicks, let's get a clarification on, what should we do? Three of Swords? We'll do Three of Swords. We're going to get a clarification on this Three of Swords, please. For my pink Moscato drinkers that will see this video. Three of Swords. Yes, I'm showing it to you now. So I'm not talking to myself. I'm not crazy, I'm not schizophrenic, but every once in a while there's some questions or some help or some messages. When you just want one card, but they really like talking to people. All right, let's see what we got. Queen of Cups, Six of Wands, somebody, victory, Queen of Cups, judgment, don't be too judgy, ooh, and Page of Swords. So this is an immature kind of energy, okay, that has to do with this Three of Swords. It is a sword on a sword. So that's action cards. It is energy of air. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius correspondence with that, just in case you need to know that. But the Page of Swords is thought, a clarity, thoughtfulness, a curiosity that's a little bit dangerous. You gotta be careful of that. There's some judgment involved with that, okay? It could be a lack of judgment on your part or just being overly judgy. But what ends up coming out of it is this Six of Wands energy, which is victory. It's happy, it's positive, and your Queen of Cups energy. And we love the Queen of Cups energy. She's protection. She's using your intuition. She is making sure that your unconscious emotion is taken care of. Your creativity is taken care of. And even though there's a little bit of judgment there, even though you're kind of like, so it could be there's some immature judgment, but whatever it is, this Three of Swords that leads into this compassion and this kindness, there is victory. You are protected. There is someone watching over you for that. It turns itself from this disconnect into this amazing kindness. So just look for ways that you can kind of help other people. Put your judgment aside. Or recognize that other people might judge you for being nice or doing things during this time of crisis, because they're going to be like, you're drinking too much, your judgment is gone, you're being a little bit immature, but look at all this action you're taking, and you're doing such a good job, and following your intuition, and oh my God, victory overall. So there you go. That's your clarification. Let's get, I think I was drinking. I am not, by the way. I have water. All right, let's get some shadow for those who walked before me and those who have gone before me. No malicious. Oh, hey, there's a whole bunch of cards twisted the wrong direction. Let's see what that's about. Baba Yaga. Guabanchex. Gaia. Pythia. There's Mama Bridget. I love her. Changer. Shayna Lagig. There's a whole bunch, so it's not meant to be read. So let's just switch these up. Don't know what that's about. Although in the last reading they did go flying everywhere, so that could be why. Doesn't look okay. Like that. They went flying like that. All right, so can I make sure these are all the right direction? Okay. Can I please get some shadow for my pink Moscato? What is the shadow of this Corona situation? What is going on that we can't see? No malicious, malcontent, or evil spirits, please. Just those who can see beyond the veil. Those who walk before me, my ancestors that can see beyond the veil. Show me the shadow from my pink Moscato drinkers, please. Let's give us some... This is a funny pick a card, but give us some real guidance. Didn't push. If you could push it all the way, please, so I don't have to pull it, that would be great. I wish you guys could see where I live right now. It's gorgeous. It's super windy. There's huge trees just everywhere. Everything's starting to get green. The sky has gone from storming and thunderous rain to blue and white clouds everywhere. You got Oya, Deliverance, yay, we love her. And Tiamat, Control. We also like her. Tiamat is the original goddess of goddesses of all the goddesses. She was the dragon queen. She is the primordial archetype that gave birth to the dragons. Her death created the land and the oceans. She comes up when you're trying to have too much control over a situation. She comes up when somebody might be trying to control you. That could be the disconnect. She comes up when you need to clean your space, when you need to clear out, control what's really important, and recognize that you're trying to control things that aren't. She is there to help you let go, to release, to get to that 10 of Wands. Oya is, and I don't know if I'm saying that right, but she is African goddess, I believe. Deliverance, she shows up with the storm, okay? I think you can see that. I'm trying to make sure that the glare is not too bad. She was kind of the reaper, as it were. She shows up with the first and last breath of life in this particular archetype. So when she comes up, sometimes it means that you might be moving house pretty soon. So just recognize that after Corona is done, it might be time to move forward into a different space. Make sure you're letting go of old patterns. Make sure you're moving forward with your change. Sometimes it's not a house move, it's a job move. Could be both when she shows up. Sometimes this is a birth in the family. Sometimes it's take a break, like go on an unexpected vacation. You need a break. Just plan something spontaneous and go do that. When she comes up, there could be an end to an unhealthy relationship or even a death. Sometimes she means a death, like birth, death type. One of those could be happening soon. Usually they're unexpected. She kind of ensures that the difficulties that are in front of you, leading through the chaos, that they are actually fundamental and, you know, don't fight against this immense force of nature that is in front of you, because it's gonna wreck you. Like these things you can't control too much, like control too much, like your job. Well, I mean, you have some control over your job, but if it's a bad job, it's going to be ending, go to a better one. If it's a bad relationship, it's going to be ending, go to the better one. If it's not the best house or the best space for you, it's going to be ending, go to another one. If there is a child expected, they're coming. And if there is a death expected, you can expect for that change as well. And it's a major upheaval, a major change, but it's going to lead to something really spectacular. And that is what she puts in front of you. And it really, I mean, that makes sense given that you've got this 3 of hearts right here, but then, I'm sorry, 3 of swords, but then it leads right into the 6 of cups, which is brilliant. All right, so I have 2 more decks for you. I have the mermaid deck. These are just for fun. Can I get a message for my pink Moscato drinkers that are trying to make their way through Coronamageddon? Some guidance to help them so they know what they need to know. Ooh, cards are flying. Coral's Wisdom, a number 31, which is a 4. I don't do numerology on this channel or on my tarot channel, as it were. I have a separate tarot channel where I do readings. This is just for this channel for fun in response to V. But I do tell you the numbers so you can look them up on your own, okay? This is colony, delicacy, fragility, works that are created over great periods of time. So again, it's that 10 of Wands. And what this is be aware right now. If you have any coral, especially red coral, when this card comes up, red coral, rare, especially Hawaiian red coral, don't go buy any right now because it won't be legitimately sourced. That's not okay. You don't want to do that. But if you have the ability to work with coral, or draw some, drawing coral to work with it would also be of a benefit right now. Really work with that energy. Recognize the wisdom that is through the ages that happens in coral, whether it be in the coral reef or beyond. The fragileness of the human condition and the strength at the same time of humanity really shows itself when you work through coral, because coral is the same. It's the same. It's extremely fragile, can be done like that, the same as humans, and yet so strong that entire ecosystems are dependent on it, and the entire ecosystem can change based on how the coral goes. Same with humans, right? We can alter an entire ecosystem just by how we breathe and how we eat. So this card comes up when it's time to recognize the fragility of the human condition, when it's time to have a drink and work with coral, get your creativity on, get your projects that you've been working on for a real long time, work on them, get stuff done. And then what's going to end up happening as you do that is they'll finish. They'll finish, you'll move forward, you'll get into this brand new, fantastic place. Also, you got transparency, which is a number 2. Yes, this was sitting in my lap because I didn't pick it up. I can't fake this stuff. All right, this is honest, authentic, genuine, and present. And when this card comes up, that means that you need to have some authenticity showing up. This means you need to do the power, the work to really know your authentic self, and that it is time to show your authentic self. Because my pink Moscato lovers out there, the roots of your hair are going to show, your nails are going to grow out, you're going to have to do them yourself. Some of us are going to have to invest in a lot of razors if we normally, go for the waxing. So your authentic self needs to show now that all the rest of it is coming out, and it is fine. You are perfectly made, and that transparency, being transparent with your partner, opening that communication, being transparent as possible through communication with your friends in this digital age, really showing up, because let me tell you, this camera thing is not nearly as authentic as face-to-face, but it's as good as we can get right now. And they are saying to you, now is the time to be transparent. It will work for you. Don't fret over it, just do it. And if it takes a Moscato first, it takes a Moscato first. Last but not least, I have my Alice in Wonderland deck. I love this deck. The art is a little bit creepy for some people. It's one of my favorite kinds of art. Reads beautifully. And your message is 28, which is a number 10, which is a number 1. Nonsense. And this is, it's time to talk sense. This is when Alice takes on the queen, and she's like, what is all this stuff and nonsense? This is ridiculous. You're ridiculous. You're not going to behead me. I am empowered. I have my own strength. I'm taking back my story. And she wins. And this is where you are right now. It is time for you to be transparent, talk sense, recognize the disconnect, recognize the fragility, and yet get the work done. Recognize the kindness. Yeah, there's going to be some pain in that. But look at this, 10 of Wands. End of it all, unburdened, heading into a new direction with a new path. This is your reading, my pink Moscato friends, to get through Coronamageddon. Recognize that there's going to be some pain, but there's some immaturity with that. But there's also victory. There's also protection, intuition, paying attention, compassion, kindness, lessening of burdens, letting go of control, possibly a new birth, who knows. Fantastic. And for you, my pink Moscato friends, may you have many blessings upon you and get through Coronamageddon with fervor. Hello, my friends. It's Brandy, and I'm here with my whiskey. This is for my whiskey drinkers out there. If you chose whiskey, then you also chose this beautiful blue crystal, which is not going to focus on because of my face, and we're gonna do your reading on how to get through Coronamageddon. Yes, we are. I think I forgot to say that Amethyst was Pink Moscato last group. I'm doing these like they're each individual, but if you've been listening to any other ones of these, the beginning of this will be a little bit redundant, so feel free to skip ahead. How do you like your whiskey? Straight? On the rocks? Do you drink a lot of it? I really can't do more than like 2.5. If I get to 3 and 4 shots of whiskey and I get weird, like not good. Even the husband said that. All right. The thing you need to know going into this reading is I do hold the cards very close like this. And that is so that you can see the cards, because you know, I've seen readings, I've tried to do readings where they take up my table on my other channel, which is a tarot read channel only. And honestly, it's awkward. I don't have the best tripod and it gets a little bit weird. You can see the cards, but I feel like this way I'm not just talking to myself because there's an actual face there. I know that doesn't make any logical sense, but it is what it is. The other thing is that sometimes when I hold the cards like this, you can get your own intuition, your own feeling, your own response to the cards. If it's back here, I've seen videos where people would put them like this, where you can see them. If you know tarot, that's fine. But if I pull up an oracle card that has a lot on it, you know, for example, this one, and I go like that, that doesn't really do you any good. Whereas if I hold it like this, you can really see and respond to what's in the card. The other thing is that this camera reacts to the 3D of my face, and so it won't focus on this card too well until I hold it really close. So just so you know that that is the reason for that. All right. My spirit guides, my source, my ancestors. We are, oh, they don't want to answer that right now. Yikes. 9 of Cups at the bottom though. That's pretty fantastic. Whew, let's try this again. We are asking for, okay, we're gonna sage the crud out of this one again. I've already done the other decks between the last reading and this one just to change up the energy a little bit, but I'm just gonna smoke cleanse these and see if the energy changes. The energy outside is changing like crazy. I don't know if you can hear it. Watching it is pretty fantastic on my end. Okay. So we had thunderstorms this morning, and when I say thunderstorms, I mean like thunderstorms, lightning, very, very frightening. And then it all blew past, and now it's bright blue sky, sunny. All the trees with spring are going crazy. It's amazing. Still don't want to shuffle. All right, we're asking for my Tennessee whiskey, Jack Daniels number 7 that I'm showing you right now. My people out there that chose Jack Daniels, can you please give me some guidance for them? For those that will see this video, that's a lot of cards. All right. And this would be my choice. So just so you're aware, a lot of these are my choice, actually. And yes, there was a costume change between the first video and the second. I go into that. I don't know what group it was. There's no Corona anymore. It got drank. And here, we'll put this up here for the mule. There you go. All right, straight out of the gate, y'all. Promise, commitment, possible marriage, something fantastic right in front of you. This is the energy you're in right now. You could be in a fantastic marriage. You could be looking at something beautiful, a celebration. Today is actually Passover, second Passover Seder tonight. So it could just be a celebration of Passover happening, although it's not quite the right card for that, but it is almost Easter. Today starts the Triduum for those who celebrate that. Then 8 of Cups, following that, real close. Okay, we'll go over that. King of Cups, this looks like a lot of relationship cards. I love that King of Cups, let me tell you. 3 of Cups in reverse. This is a heavy Cups reading. Okay, so Cups are your emotional state. We're gonna start with the 8 of Cups just because, as you can see that, okay? Cups are water energy, so this is a lot of Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio type energy. Deep passion, like water signs passion it's not the same as a fire sign passion. So fire signs passions is like quick burning, rah, and water signs passion is deep churning type passion. So whatever's going on with this situation, any type of relationship right here that's happening right now, you're looking at fantastic water energy on that. You know, Cancer energy especially, man, do they love deep and hard. Woo! You get a Cancer on your side, they're a little clingy. They're a little clingy. I can say that because I am one. But man, talk about loyalty, which is interesting because we're going to talk about loyalty with this Three of Cups here, okay? So, Eight of Cups energy you got going on here. You're going to need a shot. I'm just telling you, get this whiskey out, because with this Eight of Cups showing up right now with Coronamageddon, you are definitely going to need a shot. This is a little bit of abandonment. This is, this could be feeling like this was supposed to happen, and suddenly things are on hold. I'm not able to see the people I'm supposed to see. There are weddings being canceled, y'all, but don't worry, because that commitment and that promise is still here. But I'm going to tell you that if my wedding was being canceled, I'm just saying. I can say that because I've been really close to that a couple of times. So, Eight of Cups, right? A little bit of abandonment, a little bit of loss of interest, definitely some withdrawal. So this isn't necessarily a withdrawal from this relationship, and so much as just like everyone, like if that social noise is getting to you too much, your promise, your commitment is still going to show up, but you are having some withdrawal. There is, isn't everyone having some withdrawal? It's not complete isolation, right? But it is definitely an emotional withdrawal. This is a want to travel, but not quite getting there, right? And it's a feeling of, at night, of like a little bit of confusion, because, everything looks different at night than it does during the day. And right now, I'm pretty sure that everything looks different to everyone. Don't worry though, because your king is still showing up. Now, this is not necessarily a male. It's a male energy, a yang energy. The tarot does differentiate between king and queens in a lot of decks, and the reason for that is because the middle path balance of human energy is yin-yang energy. You always want to have both to have that perfect duality, that fantastic relationship. If it comes from the same gender, it doesn't even matter, okay? Energy is energy, and energy doesn't care what gender you are. This is a strong male energy. The cups, we love the King of Cups. He is satisfying. He is fulfillment. He is concerned about your cup, okay? The person with this energy that is going to show up for you with this promise, I say he because it's a king, doesn't matter the gender. Whoever is showing up for you on this is strength. They're going to bring you balance. They're going to not let you withdraw too far. They're going to recognize that you might have to withdraw a little bit. You might need this. They might show up with 2 bottles. I'm just saying. It could be this, it could be Jameson. Just saying. But King of Cups is going to recognize that where restraint is needed. He's going to recognize where generosity is needed. That kind of energy is coming towards you. It is going to show up for you. Embrace it, because on the other side of that is the Three of Cups in reverse. Now, I'm not a big fan of the Three of Cups in reverse. This is friends, this is a stifled creativity amongst friends. This is an overindulgence, so be careful with your whiskey, okay? This card comes up when you need to be careful with the whiskey. I'm just saying. Keep the day drinking to a minimum, please and thank you. Okay, and no, you could walk and drink, but it might not be your best idea right now, because we all know drinking and driving is not allowed. Don't take your dog on a long walk if you've had a bunch of whiskey. I'm just saying it's probably not going to go the way you want it to. So keep the overindulgence to a minimum. Recognize that your friend circle could really be having some trouble right now. Couple of reasons why. Could be a disconnect. Could be the withdrawal. They don't like the withdrawal. They don't like the way they have to communicate. Could be the showing up of this guy. Straight up, could be jealousy. That's the thing. Could be jealousy, because this promise, this commitment is still going to be there. And sometimes friends don't like that. Sometimes friends have a problem with that. Now, Every once in a while, this card is an unfaithfulness when it's right next to a king. However, this king, it's not this king. It's usually for me the King of Swords or King of Wands. This is not exactly unfaithfulness. But just recognize that your social group is going to be upended right now. They're going to be unhappy. It could be unrest. It could be digital noise. It could be social media working against you. Find your balance. Use this male energy, which honestly could be a female that really like keeps her crap together and is the kind of person that's like, yeah, no, those shoes look bad on you. Yeah, no, you drink whiskey. You're not a flu girl. I mean, I'm a flu girl too. But like, it's the person that's going to show up with the bottle. You know what I'm saying? That's that King of Cups energy. All right, I don't actually think I need anything clarified, but let's just clarify this Three of Cups for you just for the sake of the reading. Okay? Can I get a clarification on this Three of Cups right here that I'm showing you? Yes, this Three of Cups, please and thank you. Also, sometimes I talk out loud. I'm not talking to myself. I'm not a crazy person. I don't have, well, I'm crazy in some ways, but I don't have schizophrenia. So just know that. They just tell me things. I hope you're having a crazy, beautiful day. That one's sticking out. We're taking that one. Oh, it's changed. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. Grab your whiskey. Do you have your whiskey? All right, it's the devil. Okay, everybody always freaks out when I show them a devil. The devil's not a bad thing. All right, y'all, this is 15 with an 8, which is a 6 and an 8. All right, the devil is change. Okay, he's not necessarily terrible. He's not death, right? Death isn't bad either, but he's right side up, and we love that, okay? The devil is Saturn energy. So it's so funny, I keep getting Saturn energy in all of my readings. Saturn right now has moved into this space. I don't know what it is. I've been telling everybody, there's this great astrology guy on YouTube. I think his channel is called The Astrology Guy. The show that every once in a while I will watch is called WTF is Going On, I think. And he does astrology for, I want to say for the week and the month and all these different things, but that particular one is like fantastic. He uses a lot of big words to make things make sense that you don't actually have to know all the big words and you can kind of just sound fancy. He's the guy that every once in a while I will look stuff up to see. If you have somebody else astrologically that's helpful, let me know. I am not an astrologer. I don't follow a lot of that. I just don't have the time. I just don't. But Saturn currently went this way from where it was for a real long time. And we were all comfortable with Saturn over here, right? But he went over here, and now there's like weird things happening and change. And check Saturn in your natal chart to see how it affects you and where it's going on, because it's different for everybody. But Saturn's over here for a short period of time, like I want to say 3-ish months, 3-4 months. Not sure. Maybe to like the end of summer. Then you go back over here. Also, that would be end of summer in, you know, northern hemisphere. So take it for what it's worth. But then we go back to like normal, what we're used to, and then Saturn goes back over here towards the end of the year, and he's gonna hang out there for a couple of years. So this is like a precursor. This 8 of Cups is a precursor to this Saturn change that is gonna be right in front of us. Just recognize what is holding you back. Okay, right now you want to recognize any sort of addiction, any sort of obsession, any sort of really strong control issues that you have going on, okay, or things that you need to control. If you're having materialism issues, especially with this in front of you, let it go, my friend. Do smaller, do better, whatever that is. You need to not have it. With the 8 of Cups coming up, and the 3 of Cups in reverse coming up, this is the moment where I tell you that, all joking aside, now is not the time for addictions. Now is not the time to imbibe beyond what you should. Please practice self-restraint. Please do not go trying new kinds of drugs and things unless they are prescribed properly by a doctor for like arthritis, okay? Just given the way this reading is going, there's a lot of alcohol in this reading, This is a joke. It's empty. It took a very long time to make this empty, and more than one person. If this is you on a regular, this is not your best choice. Right now is not the time to overindulge in food, in water even. Any sort of drugs or alcohol will not be your friend during Coronamageddon. Really just practice moderation in all things that you could overindulge in, whether it be control issues, whether it could be obsessing over getting digital social messages, Instagram, Snapchats aren't going the way you want. Let it be. Recognize the change that Saturn is putting in front of you. But especially food and beverage obsessions and things like that, you really want to stay away from. Okay, my friends out there. All right, we're gonna get some shadow for you. All right, for those who walk before me and those who have gone before me that can see past the veil, I ask your assistance in seeing what shadow lies behind all of this promise, this commitment, this overindulgence, this beautiful male, fantastic strength, balance, energy that is in front of us. For my Tennessee Jack Daniels drinkers that are watching this video, can you tell me the shadow, please? No malicious, malcontent, evil spirits may answer. Sometimes they try. Can I get the shadow, please? Okay, so that popped, but not really. We're gonna pull it anyway. Ooh, Aradia! Defense, and no, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Some of these I don't pronounce right, but as it is shadow, we love her. She's very witchy, which I appreciate. Aradia is, keyword is defense. So just recognize that you may need some defense in this situation, okay? Or you may actually be being too defensive. With this much water energy, water signs are often very defensive when they don't need to be. It's just the nature of the beast. Just try to use some of that full moon Libra that's happening right now and pull some balance in, okay? Make sure that past hurts are not affecting your reactions right now. You want to kind of let that stuff go and make sure that you don't, this is strength, right? This guy is strong. Don't recognize kindness as weakness, because it is not. When she comes up, sometimes that is a thing that people do. Also make sure that you're defending your cause, always. She comes up when it's time to get out in nature. It's time to defend nature. It's time to reconnect with nature. Especially if you happen to be a witch and you are a kitchen witch or a green witch of any kind that enjoys your whiskey, get out in nature. It is spring. You just had Ostera. You're heading towards Beltane. Get the out in nature when she shows up. I mean, that is, can you see all the candles? And she is outside. She's not inside a house. Her house is behind her. She is outside celebrating, dancing, arms as widespread as possible to accept as much as she possibly can. Okay? This card will come up when a vulnerable person or just animals in general need your assistance. So contact local pounds and local foster animal areas. See if you can foster any animals, or just get out in nature. Refill your bird feeder. I don't know what else, but that kind of energy, you know. She just wants you to really tap into the ancient wisdom of nature, recognize that there is some, and make sure that you know you're not always under attack, okay? Because for others to understand you, you have to recognize that you are you, even when other people aren't showing up for you, because the important people are going to show up for you. That's that. All right, I have two other decks that are for fun. One is a mermaid deck, and can we get a reading for my Jack Daniels people out there that are trying to make it through this Coronamageddon? They have chosen Jack as their method. See, now I prefer Captain and Coke to Jack and Coke. I'd rather have a rum with a Coke than a whiskey and a Coke. How about you? Just wondering. Just wondering. But if I am in a whiskey mood, I would rather drink it straight. Just little shots. Possibly with some water after, because some whiskey I'm not happy with the way it tastes after. I can't really do this with a dinner. The shuffling is what takes the longest. Can I get a message of guidance from my Jack Daniels for this kind of fun pick a card that we're doing? Thank you. Yamaya. Oh, I love this card. It's so interesting that you got Aradia and Yamaya. Okay, so this is a number 34, which would be a 7. All right, Yamaya, Grandmother Ocean, Primordial. Yamaya takes you back. She wants you to remember your roots, remember where everything started. She is the beginning. She is a card of new beginnings, the possibility of having a new beginning. This could be a job. This could be literally a new beginning, like a birth. It could be. Not a birth. It's a different kind of fertility card. I'll put it that way. But like recognizing the baby, recognizing new creations, just really getting back in touch with where you came from. I don't know if I have the book of this. Let me just look. I do. What number is this? 34. I very rarely pull books out for these decks because I have them mostly memorized. This is Ancient Knowledge. So I find it really interesting that you got both of these Ancient Knowledge cards coming up, but let me just look. Feeling drawn to underwater, exploring the past, recognizing that ancient history is ancient history. That's in regards to relationships. Exploring your own power, exploring what you can birth and empower. Reconnect with your ancient self. Oh, third eye and crown chakra work. Highly activated right now. Make sure sacral and base chakras are grounded and flowing because all of them are actually going to be working together right now for balance when Yamaya comes out. This is pretty much taking you back to your primal self so you can recognize what you are in the midst of creating. And this is, it's really interesting when this card comes up because it's literally, it could be in the midst of creating another human. It could be in the midst of creating an idea, a concept, a project that's not yet laid itself out in front of you. Reconnect to what inspires you to do that. Reconnect with nature, reconnect with your ancients, know your history, go backwards to go forwards is what that card is about. Okay, that was fun. I almost never have to pull that guidebook out, but I knew there was a little tiny bit more. So we're gonna do Alice. These cards, I love the art of these. Some people don't like it, but they give a great reading. They're just a little bit creepy. Can I get some guidance, please, for my whiskey drinkers out there that are watching this silly pick a card to get through Coronamageddon? Thank you very much. 18, which is also a number 9 if you add it together. No need to fear. They are saying that this is not fear-based. Okay, don't fear. Well, it is fear-based. They're saying don't fear. Remember how powerful you are. This card is right around the point where Alice is feeling just like everything is ridiculous. She doesn't know what's going on. She feels powerless. She can't figure out what to do. And she sits back and she goes, wait a minute. I have control. And the reader goes, hi, yeah you do. It's your story. This is your story. Live it. Remember it, write it out, do the thing. There is nothing to fear. Everything is taken care of, okay? Fear is often psychosomatic. It's often something we create, and when we face it, we find out that we were silly to fear in the first place. Always, almost always. So right now with this Coronamageddon, take your whiskey and take a shot and say, no more fear for me. I'm going to live my best life right now in the present as best I can. I have this promise, this commitment right in front of me, this king showing up. Even with this 3 of Cups, there is nothing to fear. And that, my friends, is the alcohol-based Pickacard. I hope, my whiskey drinkers, that you have many blessings upon you and that you had a little bit of fun with this. Don't drink too much. And take luck in getting through Coronamageddon. All right, y'all, that is your alcohol-based Pickacard reading for V. It was the wildest thing I could think of. It took like quite a few days, which I don't know if y'all know that Pickacards take a really long time to do, but they often do. So more power to all the tarot readers out there that do a lot of Pickacards. I've also been doing personal readings and very, very busy right now. I hope all of you are safe, and I thank V for putting up these fun challenges. I look forward to doing them again. At some point, I will get them up on Tuesdays on a regular. Otherwise, please stay safe, my friends, and let me know what your alcohol of choice is in the comments, just for fun, just as a method of connecting and having a good time. I appreciate you, and may you have many blessings upon you. Happy Passover, may it be safe and blessed this year. Happy Easter and Triduum if you celebrate those. And to those that are having high holy weeks in other religions right now, may you be blessed with good fortune. And everybody else, just stay safe and eat good food, and may you have all the toilet paper and alcohol. And may your children do all of their work without whining that you need.